So I live in central Minnesota, most of my life, and I'm from up by Fargo Moorhead, and gone to Wisconsin a few times, and the road system there. What's up with the letters, Charlie?
Oh, all right. Listen.
Okay, so you're wondering why Wisconsin has letters for.
I was traveling in the country south of Madison, J.
Oh yeah.
And then turn on to K, and then turn back onto J.
Oh.
And it's like, why can't I just stay on J?
All right, now Dan, just listen up here. So, are you telling me you were trying to go from J to K to KK, and did they tell you to go to back from J, east on J, and then north on? And did they say go from J to K, and then L, and then O, and then L? Which stands for just kidding, LOL. Oh,
Right.
Dan, I got you.
I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah,
That was a good
hey,
one. Yeah.
boom.
All right, so you're gonna take the JK LOL route, and then when you get there, then it's not. And then they're like, "Ha ha, gotcha." JK
And it's at the
LOL.
bar, and I'm and just say JK LOL. Yeah, he's like, dude, I'm supposed to be at this funeral. I was like, you're not gonna make it.
JK LOL.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling, Dan.
Well, yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Complain more about Wisconsin, the greatest state in the world.
Well, to be honest,
Don't you?
and fireworks.
You shut the front door right now, Dan. Wisconsin just good for beer and fireworks? Have you not caught a
Pretty
walleye in Wisconsin?
All right. Well,
Have you not had a?
hey, you riled up Charlie here. Let's do this rationally. What's better about Minnesota than Wisconsin?
Oh, is this a Minnesota versus Wisconsin off?
What's better about Minnesota than Wisconsin? Go.
Well, I mean, I guess got Wisconsin Dells, but other than that,
All right, Dan.
they're about the same.
Let me rephrase this. You are saying that Minnesota is a superior state than Wisconsin. Is that what you're coming on this podcast
No, I'm just
claiming?
saying. I'm just saying the only two reasons why I go there is beer and fireworks.
Yet. That's the only reason you go there yet. Or that's the only reason you go there still. So
Yes.
okay. Well, do I need to elaborate on other reasons you need to go to Wisconsin? Or do you or have you seen enough of Wisconsin that you think Minnesota is a superior state?
Well,
you
maybe it said he's just getting lost, and that kind of brings us back. So, what's the difference? Why is it such a big deal to you that if they use letters versus numbers?
Well, I just didn't understand the part like they're to turn on from J to K and then KK and then back onto J.
So this is like a very specific one time the directions were confusing.
Well,
for him.
I mean, in Dan's defense, there are a lot of letterings, but Dan, I'm personally confused now. I thought every state does that.
No,
You guys don't watch Sesame
it's just
Street?
Wisconsin.
It's not just Wisconsin. Is it just Wisconsin? This is
In the Midwest, yeah.
it might be.
Well, you know what, Dan? I'll tell you this. It's actually great for your memory, okay? First of all, everybody knows that letters are more memorable than numbers. So that's actually in the win category for Wisconsin. You just takes a little getting used to.
Okay, here's a question. If letters aren't the route, right, that he wants to go,
The route or the route?
both.
Okay.
Let's propose something else. You can't go numbers because there's already all the numbers are already taken up because they use numbers in Wisconsin as well, don't they?
Oh, yeah. We do not discriminate when it comes to road signs
Charlie,
here.
in Wisconsin, what else should roads be named after? Should it be pictures? Should it be like how many beers, right? So you're going to take 2-3 beers over to 4, 5, 6 beers, Like, what are you thinking?
That's actually not, I feel, okay, hear me out, Dan. Hear me out. Could this be a solution to your problem? What if we had, when you go into yourself, like you ever been to Chubb's in North Dakota? You ever been to Chubb's Pub over there in Fargo?
If I did, I don't remember.
Well, it really doesn't matter. And that's a great answer. And it's probably true. But it doesn't matter. Any small town bar you go into, they got these beautiful lit up beer signs. And I think instead of 94 West, we should be taking Pabst Chubb's Pub beer, you know, or we should be taking Miller Lite Road all the way. Name them after
NDSU Bush Light.
Yeah. There you go.
Stuff like that. That'd be a good one. But then the signs are just neons.
The signs are neons. So and the beer companies can, like, you know how they had Miller Park, you know, because Miller was the advertiser for the brewers. You know, the beer companies can pave the roads, literally. You know, they can sponsor a highway.
Instead of adopting, they sponsor a highway, and then they get more advertising, and your roads are better quality because they're getting paid for by these companies.
Yeah. Now, of course, they're going to have to write drink responsibly underneath because you don't want to be advertising highways and then encouraging people to. And
honestly, the highway system in Wisconsin should just be the destination should always be the next bar. So it wouldn't be, it's like, hey, you just have to jump from bar to bar. That's basically Wisconsin anyways.
That is basically Wisconsin. Now I can already see the complications with the drinking and driving, but we're just spitballing here, Dan.
Right.
What else could we use to mark the highways, Miles?
I mean, pictures are always good.
Pictures?
But yeah.
Oh, just instead of like the deer crossing signs, that's the deer freeway, the deer way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we just mark it by the animals that typically will cross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to want to head down Turkey Way.
Yeah. And then people are looking out for turkeys.
Yes.
You know? And
then we could save money on signs as well. Then you don't need all the deer crossing signs. They'll just know because I'm on Deer Highway that I got to watch out for deer.
That's true. Now, I could see a complication. Oh, yeah, I was over there on Turkey Highway. Would you? I hit 2 deer on Turkey Highway. They really got to rename Turkey Highway to Deer Road.
Yeah, it's like one just turns into turducken.
Turducken.
You got turkeys, ducks, and chickens walking across the road. You can just start combining them all.
That's fun.
Just like Thanksgiving.
And then the possibilities are endless. I think we solved this problem right here, Dan.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. You had to tell me to go on 3 different streets to get back on the first street.
He doesn't care about any of this, Charlie. He just wants you to fix this one section of Wisconsin.
Well, it's actually a couple sections. So if you go the driftless region or you go like up north, you know, when you get into those country roads where they're like, let's try letters here. And that's kind of what you get. And it gets complicated because there is actually a road that's O and P and E and with the different arrows and it says OPE. Isn't that fun?
That is
because it spells OPE. You know, that should be a hat.
I have another question.
Oh, changing the subject. Yeah, please.
Well, no. I went through Green Bay up to going towards the UP.
Yeah.
And are all those small town bars, are they legally required to have an old style or a Pat's Blue Ribbon sign hanging above the door?
Or Blatz. You know, that comes that comes from a time, Dan, if you're really interested in the history on this, that comes from the time where every time back in the day, beer companies and distributors and whatnot, they would bribe the bar. Still do this. You know, you see umbrellas that are like of a certain beer variety. That's somebody who went in there and was like, hey, I'm going to get you some umbrellas if you put this behind the bar. So what you're seeing is back in the day, that beer company bribed that bar, said, we'll give you a free sign if you do that. And that's where that came from. They're like, we'll even put your name in neon. You know, so you can tell.
You can't pass that up either if you're the bar.
No.
Free neon? Free regular hang. Because I know the hanging light, you know, it's like off the side of the bar and it like sways in the wind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Those are the ones you're talking about, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one can pass
They're probably from the 70s.
70s, 60s of that vintage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was called Freon back then. Free neon. And it will line the bars, and then you walk inside that bar, and you'll see a lot more Freon. And it was criminalized at one point, just for a brief stint in the 80s, but it came back pretty strong, and you see a lot of Freon out there now. Bar signs are expensive, Dan.
Yeah, I know. I worked in the industry for 23 years.
Did you? What'd you do?
You name it, I did it, except for own the building.
So you owned the bar, but you didn't own the building, is what it sounds like.
I had a small percentage of a bar at one point, yeah.
And what was it like? What was the best part of owning a bar, and what was the worst part about owning a bar?
The people was the best, and then also the people that needed to go were the worst.
Okay.
What was the worst thing someone ever did in one of your bars?
I don't think we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Is it past the statute of limitations, I suppose?
I've seen it all. I've seen flat out domestic assaults happen right in front of me.
So
Okay.
Ted, to take a dark turn, I was hoping someone would hit
I hope someone just like pissed in the corner or
Yeah,
something. You know?
yeah. Give us give us a give us the worst is the wrong word. That was my problem. I gave you a bad question. What's the funniest thing you saw somebody do in one of your bars?
Gosh.
Take all the time you need, Dan. I'm putting you on the spot here. I'm putting you on the spot. Sorry about that. Shouldn't have done
yeah. But I don't know. There's just so much.
Yeah.
It's all funny.
It'll come to you when you're falling asleep tonight. You're like, I got to call back and let them know about, Jane who won in poll tags.
Yeah,
and then,
but I will tell you this. You are right that beer companies do give out free umbrellas, but it has to be the right distributor. Some of them make you
boat tour, which is another thing you can do when you're getting your freaking fireworks, Dan. Boom.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've already been on a duck boat tour.
Damn it. Go again and enjoy it this time, Dan.
Well, Dan, I thank you for thoroughly getting Charlie all riled up. That is one of my life's simple pleasures.
I don't even know if you guys are going to use this, but whatever.
Oh, no, we're using it, Dan. We're using it. That ass choke was pretty money, okay? So that might close out a little video, all right?
All right, I'm cool with that.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling in, and you have a good one.
Watch out for deer.
Yeah, you as well.
Watch out for deer on Highway I-40 deer.
Yeah, on Turkey Road. Yeah.
Turkey Road, yeah.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
See you, Dan.
Yeah, later, guys.
It seemed like he had one mission, Charlie, and I think he mission accomplished.
Mm-hmm. He accomplished it.
Next time you got to take a deep breath.
Excuse me. Oh, now I feel better. Yeah. Now I feel better. That was just a burp. See, I'm like a baby. I'm happy now.
Yeah, I had like gas pain.
Yeah,
right?
call Dan back up. I was rude to him. I was just trying to pass that.